The National Security Council says some Filipino fishermen were able to come as close as a few hundred meters away from Scarborough Shoal in the West Philippine Sea, but some of them were forced back. Citing fishermen who attended the Fisher Folk Congress in Subic, Zambales, NSC spokesperson Jonathan Malaya says some were able to approach as close as 200 to 300 meters away, while some of them were chased away just 20 nautical miles away from Scarborough Shoal. According to Malaya, it appears the fishermen are not being blocked from Scarborough every day. Previously, fishers could come 50 to 100 meters close to Scarborough Shoal, according to Mark Figueras, team leader of the Atinito, a group of civilians and fishermen who conducted a mission there. Since June 15, China authorized its Coast Guard to detain foreigners deemed illegally crossing its borders without trial for up to 60 days. Beijing also imposed a unilateral fishing moratorium in the South China Sea until September 16, disregarding Manila's sovereign rights in the West Philippine Sea. China asserts sovereignty in almost the entire South China Sea, including the West Philippine Sea, even if such a claim has been effectively invalidated by a July 2016 International Tribunal ruling. This landmark decision also includes Scarborough Shoal, which was declared a traditional fishing ground that the Philippines, China, and Vietnam should share. Whirlwind Corporation stakeholder Cassandra Ong is now detained at the Correctional Institution for Women. House of Representatives Secretary General Reginald Velasco on Thursday, September 26, says Ong was transferred to the Correctional Institution for Women in Mandaluyong City on Wednesday, September 25. However, he points out that the House still retains jurisdiction of Ong. On September 19, during the 6th Quad Committee hearing, lawmakers approved a motion to cite Ong for contempt as she continued to give evasive answers to certain questions like her educational background. This was the third contempt order issued against Ong, with the second one being withdrawn after she cooperated with the House. The first contempt order was handed down after Ong skipped the Quad Committee hearings. Lawmakers believe Ong is an important resource person for the probe into Philippine offshore gaming operator hub in Porac, Pampanga, as it was previously established that she worked for both Whirlwind and Lucky South 99. Ong holds a 58% share in Whirlwind, while leased land in Porac to Lucky South 99. Authorities believe Lucky South 99 was a hub for love scams, cryptocurrency, and other crimes linked to Pogos, including kidnapping, murder, torture, sex and labor trafficking, and money laundering. The fate of the budget of the Office of the Vice President remains uncertain in the Senate, but some senators signify their intent to push for the increase in the agency's 2025 funding, according to former Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri. According to Zubiri in a Kapihan sa Senado forum on Thursday, September 26, while no final discussions have been made, talks within the chamber regarding the OVP budget for next year are somehow positive.
The appetite is of the senators. I'm not saying me. I'm saying the discussions on the lounge is to increase ng konti yung budget ng OVP. We have several colleagues that already said that they want to increase the budget allocation. I think it's Senator Joel Villanueva and Senator Igor Estrada. So we'll just wait for the final outcome and we'll be discussing it on the floor.
When pressed to disclose whether or not the Senate would revert the OVP's 2025 budget to 2 billion pesos, Zubiri says it was the House-approved 733 million peso allocation that some senators want to increase a bit. For now, Zubiri says it is still premature to tell whether or not the Senate will grant the OVP its 2025 budget request of 2 billion pesos. The House of Representatives approved on third and final reading House Bill number 10800, which contains the 6.352 trillion peso proposed budget for 2025. The approved measure also includes the proposed amendments raised by the House Committee on Appropriations, including the reduction of the OVP's budget from 2 billion pesos to 733 million pesos. Appropriations Panel Senior Vice Chair Stella Kimbo earlier said the OVP budget was cut by 1.29 billion pesos, realigning its fund to other government agencies like the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Department of Health. Progressive group Bagong Alyansang Makabayan is in the process of drafting an impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte, according to its chairperson and former lawmaker Teddy Casiño. In a press briefing for Bayan Muna's National Convention on Thursday, September 26, Casiño says that they will file the impeachment complaint before the House of Representatives once its session resumes in November.
Of course, naka-break na ang Kongreso, so most likely, if ever that will be filed, makapag-resume na yan around November. But we understand, may ibang groups din na nag-draft na ng kanilang complaint. So, there might even be multiple complaints. And definitely, we will need all the support that we can get. And if Bayan Muna will be part of that complaint, then that is good.
Bayan Muna Chair and former Representative Nery Colmenares says the group supports the move of people's organizations to file the complaints and hold Duterte accountable. Once this is filed, Casiño says they believe Duterte has two options, either to resign from her post or face the impeachment complaint.
Ang tingin namin, ang choice na lang ni Sara Duterte is either to resign or eventually to face impeachment. Tingin namin marami pang ibang lalabas na mga issues na tinatago. I think we are just scraping the surface of the anomalies na kabahagi ang Vice President.
Duterte has insisted for the past several months that an impeachment complaint against her is being discussed among lawmakers. However, key members of the House leadership denied this, saying that lawmakers' attention was on crafting the 2025 budget. In August, Duterte claimed that a friend of hers had a recording of lawmakers discussing the impeachment complaint. Then, on September 18, Duterte called the hearings of the House Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability as a dry run of impeachment proceedings against her. Taal Volcano had a minor phreatic eruption early Thursday afternoon, September 26, according to PHIVOLCS. PHIVOLCS in a social media post says a minor phreatic eruption occurred from Taal Volcano Island's main crater at 12:39 p.m. on Thursday. According to state volcanologists, the eruption produced a 2,400-meter high eruption plume that drifted northwest. On Wednesday, Taal Volcano recorded another minor phreatic eruption at 1:59 a.m. and produced a 600-meter high plume that drifted southwest. PHIVOLCS explains that a phreatic eruption is a steam-driven explosion that occurs when water beneath the ground or on the surface is heated by magma, lava, hot rock, or new volcanic deposits. However, the unrest is unlikely to progress into a magmatic eruption based on the background levels of volcanic earthquake activity and the detected ground deformation. From midnight of September 25 to midnight of September 26, state volcanologists also detected two volcanic tremors lasting from 3 to 9 minutes. PHIVOLCS says it also observed the continued upwelling of hot volcanic fluids in the main crater lake of Taal Volcano Island, which sits in the middle of Taal Lake. Taal Volcano remains under Alert Level 1, where entry into the permanent danger zone is not allowed. The Philippine Coast Guard says a motor tanker, Jason Bradley, which sank off Mariveles in Bataan over a month ago, was refloated and will be towed to Barangay Alas Asin. In a statement on Thursday, September 26, the PCG says authorities already conducted oil sampling from the vessel after the refloating process Wednesday afternoon, September 25. According to the PCG, the vessel will be towed to the diving industry shipyard in Barangay Alas Asin, Mariveles, Bataan. In August, Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez revealed that motor tanker Jason Bradley was involved in an oil smuggling case pending before the Department of Justice and had an existing seizure order by the Bureau of Customs. Vasquez explained that the motor tanker was caught transferring oil to smaller vessels. As part of the ongoing investigation, the PCG says the vessel will be held at Coast Guard Station Bataan following the filing of administrative charges. Aside from motor tanker Jason Bradley, two other ships sank in Manila Bay in July. MV Mirola 1 ran aground on July 31 and capsized, while MT Taranova sank off Bataan on July 25. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.